Advances in art, architecture, and literature have sparked a movement of culture in the United States. This is our story here tonight on 15 Minutes.
Breaking news today, we're here with Sir Josh DeGaulle at his home, getting ready for an interview. Let's go. Josh, how are
Hello,
you feeling?
Vincent. I haven't seen you in a while. How have you been?
Been great, how are you doing?
I'm well. 15 minutes?
15 minutes.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sir Joshua Gall. Oh, and I didn't introduce. This is my good friend, Gloria.
Hello.
Well, guys, oh, messy me. Here, keep the gloves. Come on, Gloria. Let's enter the house. Gloria, the door. Now, today we'll be interviewing in my main hall, my main dining hall. Come in.
It's clear.
Well, here's where we'll be sitting, and I'm very happy to say that I'm in love with 15 Minutes Live.
So we're here tonight with my good friend, who is an expert of the new scientific discoveries. Introduce yourself for me.
Hi, my name is Dr. Blackfoot of the Cherokee tribe. It's a pleasure having me.
The pleasure is all mine. So, Dr. Blackfoot, can you please explain to me and the audience some of the new advances that you've made and your team pertaining to the scientific field?
Wow, herbalisms are food. And some people think that we've got these herbs from Europe, which is completely wrong. When we came to the United States, we've actually gained all these herbs and cured all these sickness for the civilians from the Native Americans, which people should give them more credit for.
Well, those are all the questions I had, so if there's anything else you wanted to cover more than that, feel free to.
Thank you. People should really take in consideration for reading my book. It labels a lot of the different kinds of experiments and the medicine that is there, which can really help people when they are sick. Which I'm just pointing that out just in consideration for when anybody is sick. But thank you for having me, Vincent.
Well, thanks for being here today. Pick up Mr. Blackfoot's book, Medical Flora of the United States. It's a great read.
Today in our special broadcast, we have Joshua Gall, an expert in architecture and art. It's a pleasure having you today.
Pleasure coming. Thank you, Alan. It's a pleasure for being on the show. I'm Joshua Gall, and I'm an expert in architecture and art.
Today we have some special questions for you today. So tell me, why did you choose Greek-style architecture?
The thing that inspired my architecture was the persuasion to be a new Athens. Being free from British protection, I wanted to create a new image for the United States.
Well, that's great. So tell me, what about Gothic revival style?
Trained Gothic architecture is not merely for words. Gothicism speaks with emotion, drama, and life. In America, if you view it from a different perspective, it's dramatic and alive in itself. America should be able to represent itself through its architecture, revealing the American image. I mean, the Notre Dame is impressive, and that's one of the biggest pieces of Gothic architecture. Thanks to Andrew Jackson Dowen, we have been able to present this through our buildings. We can now speak to the world only without words. Don't you just love Gloria, Alan?
Oh, she's wonderful. Well, if I can still ask you one more question, do you have any incoming plans for any buildings?
And I love the idea of Gothic revival.
Y'all want some cookies? I just baked them fresh out the oven.
Oh, hello, Gloria.
Mr. Galls is the best architect from here to Mississippi. I've seen his best work.
Wow, Gloria.
I'll see you later.
See you. Well, I am now the architect for two different projects. I can't say much, but for all Catholics out there, ready to view something better than the Notre Dame, but instead right here in the United States, in the city of New York. But I'll give a hint. It has something to do with St. Patrick. My second project I'm building is the Ohio State Capitol, but that won't be finished until 1861, so it'll be a long time before it's even on the ground. Both styles will be expressed in my architecture. The Ohio State Capitol will feature marvelous Greek columns made from nothing but beautiful American limestone, and will be built around Greek Doric order.
Well, that's wonderful. Now let's go into your art. So please, tell me, well, what are some of your works that you do?
Well, I am a lover of landscape. I guess you can call me a landscape artist. Now, I did go to the River Hudson School, so it's like a custom for the school to produce landscape art painters. But there is nothing else I like. Imagine the beauty of nature, the roar of waterfalls, the silence of night, the grass of a prairie. Each scene captured by the paintbrush, something so beautiful and splendid, recorded for each individual to see. Some of my personal work, well, it's a beauty, and it's called The View of Capri. Now, it's really new. It's going to be soon in all art museums. It depicts a beautiful beach, but you have to see it to believe it. I don't want to spoil more.
I see. Well, are you coming up with any new paintings? Oh, I see. Well, are you making any new paintings?
Y'all want some fruit punch?
Oh, hello, Gloria.
thank you.
Oh my, I love artwork. I made some paintings myself.
Gloria, we're having an interview.
Oh, you should have seen the stuff Mr. Goldus made. This view of Capri is so beautiful.
Thank you, Gloria. I love you.
I love you too. Bye.
Well, that was just wonderful. It was a pleasure having you, Mr. Gall.
It was a pleasure meeting you, Alan. Salute.
Hello, I'm here today with author William Scott, who's a good friend of John Ridge and Henry Longfellow.
Hello, Chanel. I'm glad to be here today.
So most of your work is influenced by John and Henry, correct?
Greatly by John and Henry. I like to, whenever I write, I feel like mixing it up.
John Ridge wrote The Life and Adventures of Jacqueline Marquette, the first novel written in California. What are your thoughts about his achievement?
I think it's great that he wrote the first novel in California. He's definitely going to be in history books 150 years from now.
John has had a pretty tough life. Tell us some more information about him.
Well, yes, John's grandfather and father were both leaders in the tribe. They then ended up having to flee to Arkansas, and then he killed... Yes, he was my professor at Harvard, a good teacher, and often told the class how wonderful Europe was.
Europe? Tell us more about it.
Yes, Longfellow was a professor at 20 France, Germany, and England for research. He was by far the most fascinating professor I had at Harvard.
Have you ever read Evangeline?
Like that?
Yes, Longfellow recommended it to me shortly after he published it. I was not aware at the moment he was a writer, but then he surely surprised me.
Thank you, William Scott, for your time.
It was a pleasure, Chanel.
Now today, live on 15 Minutes, we have Mr. Edgar Allan Poe on his porch. As well, we will be having Mr. Frederick Douglass live. Now, Mr. Poe, please tell me, how have you been?
I've been well, thank you.
So, I've been hearing a couple of rumors that you're going to produce a new book soon?
Yes, I am.
What's the book on?
It's called The Telltale Heart.
Oh, so, do any of your life experiences, do they influence the Telltale Heart?
Every day, every one of them, they do.
Now, if you don't mind, and if it's not too rude, are you able to, give us some of the things that have influenced it?
Yes, well, it all started when I was born.
So, if you could explain to viewers, please reveal a little bit more upon your life.
Well, after I became an orphan, I was adopted by the Allen family. Very nice people. They raised me very well. After that, I attended the University of Virginia, but then I came to gambling and drinking problems.
Are these moments a little bit too hard to speak about, Mr. Poe?
No, it's just
Are you sure you want to keep going?
I would love to keep going.
Keep going.
Okay, after that, I joined the army, but I was dishonorably discharged for doing very eccentric things.
Mr. Poe, I don't want to interrupt, but I think, I just remembered you brought Mr. Frederick Douglass, didn't you?
Oh yes, I did. He was a good friend of mine. And
So you brought Mr. Frederick Douglass, right?
yes, I did. He should be coming in shortly.
Mr. Frederick Douglass!
Hello.
Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you too.
Today we're here on 15 Minutes Live, and we're here, and viewers want to know. Could you please, with Mr. Poe, could you explain a little bit about your work, the way you write?
The way I write, it's been influenced by my leave from slavery. They torture you. They torture your mind. They torture you. They don't allow you to develop as a person, as an intellectual. So a lot of my work is really based off of that, trying to get that back out of me.
So, Mr. Douglas, if you can explain to me, do you have any new works coming out soon? Tell the viewers. I mean, they would love to know.
I have an autobiography coming out, as well as a book called The North Star, about my escape and how I came to be where I am now. I don't want to give too much detail, but that's the gist of it.
Wow. Well, Mr. Douglas, I have another question. Now, what do you call your writing? Like, is there a specific genre or way you write?
I suppose I could coin a new term.
You couldn't coin.
If I could coin one, maybe tormentalism. Although
Mentalism.
seems rather cliche, in my opinion.
See that, viewers? Ingenuity at work. Now, it was lovely to have both of you today here at 15 Minutes Live.
Lovely to be here.
It was lovely seeing your home, Mr. Poe. I'm impressed. It
Why
was
did I
lovely
get
meeting
dressed
you. It was lovely meeting you.
Lovely.
Mr. Poe.
Thank you.
4
Joining.
Us on
15
minutes.
Woo!